for the very later.
Let's get into some music, man. Because let me tell you, first of all, your boy Drake got the whole world on smash right now. Because he got, he had a $400 million contract, bro. With Universal. Universal. So you know, all right. So this is the conversation I heard years ago, right? So Steve Stout had said this years ago in his interview, but he said not years ago, maybe like a year or two ago. So Drake, everybody know, I think Drake signed like a 7 or 9 album contract with Cash Money, right? So he put out all, and you know, all them albums, he put them out. I mean, it was a lot that he had on Young Money, but he put them out. Now, what he said is this. He said, if Drake decides to go independent, he shuts the whole music industry down.
I remember hearing him say that.
Because if Drake is getting 100% of all that money that he bought to Universal, because remember, Cash Money and Universal is a 90-10 split. So he really bought a lot of money to Cash Money. But he bought a lot of money. That 10% that went to Universal was a lot. Right? Or whatever, you know, they got when they do divvy up the money. But what he was saying is that if he goes independent, he's shutting the whole music industry down. Because that's how important he is to the music industry.
Wow.
So he's out of his Cash Money contract. And now they've sitting there like, yo, we got to give him a large signing bonus. Like, we got him. We got to give him a large signing bonus. $400 million.
For a signing bonus? $400 million? He has to pay that back, doesn't he?
From what I'm understanding, this is what I'm understanding. From what I'm understanding, that's a signing bonus.
I agree.
From what I'm understanding, I don't know if this is all allegedly, but regardless, that's record breaking. Like, I've never heard anybody make $400 million for signing a music contract. That's a lot of money, bro. If he did not take that, and he went independent with OVO, and I'm sure that's probably like the
end goal.
Well, he probably has a distribution deal in there too. You know, because he knows talent. You know, he signs a lot of talent, so it's a lot of stuff that comes with Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff that comes with Drake. But what do y'all think? Like, first of all, honestly, I don't know if I'm taking $400 million from a record label. I'm just being honest.
That's too much money that you're required to pay that. You got a bonus is you have to pay that money back. That's not your money. There's a lot of people that don't feel to realize that is money that you have to pay back.
Now
it depends on what the contract.
I don't know. This is Drake.
Depends on how the contract is written up. But come on, man. Somebody a bonus. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a bonus, they say it's a bonus, you got to pay that money back from a record label. A signing bonus, you got to before you start, but it's not going to be like a problem with Drake. Like $400 million, like.
But do you think that Drake would take a $400 million bonus if he thought he had to pay $400 million back?
Like I said, it depends on how the contract is written up. So he probably might, because that's a huge. I don't know. It's probably something else. It's probably like he probably might be able to get all that money, and they split it up some kind of way, how the record company gets their money back some kind of other way. But who knows? I don't know. It probably might be all this, but we don't know how the contract was written up. So I'll say the contract describes it all.
They said the deal is worth $400 million.
Okay.
So according to industry, this is double XL, by the way. This is double XL. According to industry sources, the deal could be worth $400 million or more, considering Drake's track record at moving major units and bringing in unprecedented streaming numbers.
That's what I said. Like if it is where he would have to be responsible for paying that back through his sales, that shouldn't be a problem with it. It's Drake.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. That's true. I mean, you know that, but it doesn't really get into like a lot of details, like into like what it is. But I mean, you know, Drake is worth it, man. Drake is worth it. I mean, you know, he's a brand. He's not, you know, he's a building. He's not an artist. He's like Drake. Look at that big building. You know, he has potential movies in there.
Yeah.
He got potential. He got music in there. He has all types of
everything
in this one business.
Yeah, you're right. He does have movies in there because you know he's a executive producer on this show off of Netflix. It's a series.
Well, you know, he probably just gave the money.
But he got his name on there.
Yeah,
and he's getting the credit executive producer, so he's putting productions together in that space. But Tino is the MC.
We're not going. we're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate the fact that he's getting his money. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Like he you know, he's not my favorite rapper, but he's my favorite artist.
So let me ask a question. As far as like him getting that $400 million. Like Universal giving him that money, do you feel like Drake is in that position that kind of like when we were saying earlier, he could shut the game down if he goes fully independent? Do you feel like his position is kind of like how like Michael Jackson's was? Because I hear a lot of like back in the 80s, and do you feel like Drake has that kind of pull in music to do what he wants to that point?
Okay. I think so.
He's a superstar. What's up?
What do we mean by shut the game down?
So basically, what they're saying is that, all right, so listen, Drake he's an influencer, right? So if he is going independent, he's going to influence more people to go independent.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So he's going and then he got all the streaming. He streams by himself. He don't need a record label, honestly and truthfully. He doesn't need a record label. So even if he's on a song, you know, I'm gonna say it. Prime example. Remember the song by Block Boy? What's the name of the song? Shelby Drive, look alive, something.
Sound familiar.
It's called. It's called Look Alive. That's what it's called. Look Alive. And he's a Memphis artist. Yeah, exactly. So that song is not that good. Right?
It was a level. It was a level that got me.
I like the look. The pause.
It's not that good. But you know, when you got Drake setting that song up, it becomes right. So what I'm saying, if Drake goes independent and then he bringing other people independent with him, Drake can sign every great artist and give them everything they want, 50% of their pub, like all of that, right? So they know they need to keep him in house. They got to, because he's a business.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like they're not gonna let. He has that much power, but there's some entanglements in there that we don't know. That they're not gonna let that much money, that much control go to one person without them having some kind of way to tie him in or to reel him back in. Like with Michael Jackson, I'm like, they knew Michael had all that power, but when Michael started getting smart and started showing his hand of I'm a gangster with this, then they wanted to try to shut him down some kind of way. So I'm just saying, they're not gonna. if they have to reel Drake in, they would. They don't. He has power and control, but there's something else attached to it. It's not totally just him. They're not gonna give him that much free reign.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I probably, if I was Drake, I wouldn't go independent. And the reason why I'm saying that, and this is just me, and depending on if you started off as a person who signed to a label and you flourished because of that label, I feel like you deserve. I feel like it's more of a partnership now, right? So if the label's treating me well, right, and I'm being well compensated, what's the point of me going independent? Like, why would I do that? Now, if we got a situation where you ain't compensating me well, then I gotta leave. It's just all about how we doing business. Now, some people would like to say that it's fair for you to go to a label, compensated very well, and then just leave. Right? Like, it's not, I don't think that's cool. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you came up with the label. Maybe it's I'm a loyal guy, right? I'm a loyal guy. If we eating well, we all eating together. And if it's because of me that I'm big and I made you, big. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good relationship, So, but some people think it's cool to leave people and just, because you gotta think about it. What if you owned a label? And then you done pumped all this money into this one person, and they were like, "Yo, I'm out," right? And I'm like, "Yo, what did I do? I done gave you everything you wanted. We done broke bread together, and we did all these things. Why are you leaving?" Some people just think it's cool, but I mean, I understand it, but then I'm like,
"Is your reason for leaving more money?" Or is it?
It would be
independent. Oh, okay.
It would be, because independent is hard. It's difficult to be an independent artist, but if you don't have to back it.
How much is too much money? How much is too much power?
It's true.
Because like greed was the only thing I can think of is like people's ego and greed get in the way of that stuff, and it just ruins like a good thing.
But you also got to realize too, man, like. It doesn't always have to be bad blood. Like, the whole purpose. First of all, we're built to have ambitions. Once we reach one ambition, we're not built to stay stagnant. That's when you know you're done progressing.
Right.
And for some artists, like Drake, not my favorite, but when you get to a point where, okay, yeah, you my label, yeah, you got me here, but you're not getting me further. Now I'm getting you further. Now the money, because you right, Tino. I invested all this money and attention into you. Okay, I done pay that back. Plus some. And you're still making more money than me. I'm just the artist. You're the label. The amount of money that you're getting off me, and then we still got to pay for the actual advertisement. We got to pay for expenses, all this other stuff. The artists are the last ones to get paid.
And that's when it's a problem where they should be thinking about, like, okay, you're making this much money, you're bringing all this in. Now let's negotiate. Let's become partners and make this a partnership rather than you're on my label. That needs to be renegotiated.
But see, now you're right. You're absolutely right. See, but that happened to other artists, but not Drake.
Of course.
That's not what happened to Drake, because Drake is going to get his independent deal, and then the artists that he brings in, they're going to benefit from being on Universal, just like he did. So now it's more of a he will benefit more being on a label like that because of the revenue that he's getting. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's a good look for Drake. For other artists, y'all getting jerked. I know y'all getting jerked.
But I think also, so going back to that statement, I think that is also a reason why it is very important for some of these big names to go independent. You look at the artists that made it big-ish, and they were always independent. You know what I'm saying? And because labels ain't gonna get everybody. Scouts don't get everybody, and we already know that we do not run the music business.
They
do. But so they're gonna put who they want to put on there, and they're gonna put what they want to put on there. And we have too much talent out here that would not catch the eye of these big label records who are depending on our labels to actually see what we should be putting out there. So I don't think it's I think both sides are good. It's just that one is good for the artist and one is good for the community. But you can do both.
Right, that's true too.
You can do both.
Now here's the thing though. I would say this. I think it's good to go independent first.
I agree.
Right? Like Nipsey did, like Griselda did, right? Griselda's been independent for years, right? Build your worth.
Mm-hmm. Then you can negotiate something.
Then you can negotiate not getting jerked. Because some of y'all getting jerked. Just keeping the G. Y'all getting jerked bad.
Yeah, he's not lying. He's not lying though.
I mean, pennies, TLC,
yeah,
jerked. No Vaseline. Just saying.
Oh.
Wow.
But hey, shout out to Drake.
Lauryn Hill is a prime example.
Yeah,
exactly.
Lauryn Hill. Yeah, just read your paperwork. If you're going to go to work for somebody, if you're going to go and be in the music business, be about your business. Read your business. Educate yourself, because they didn't have to go to school. They didn't have to put up in the book. They've been in the music industry since kids. You know, this is old money they spending. This is Sam Cooke money they spending.
Oh wow, he had to say it like that. Wow.
This is Nat King Cole money they spending. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Woo.
Take it there. Woo, gotta take it there.
They spending their money.
Oh man.
Wow, that's cool.
So they already on. They've been doing this. Just
cold-blooded. That's all I gotta say.
The music industry is a cold-blooded. It's cold-blooded, bro.
Cold.
I'm just saying.